The Browns got ahead of themselves by trading for Deshaun Watson, with Baker Mayfield still on the roster. No luck on the trade market so far, so the Browns are reportedly lowering their asking price for Baker. No longer wanting a first-round pick. Baker on sale? Shannon, what's your reaction to this?
Jay got jokes this morning. Oh, Baker on sale. Oh, discount Baker.
I may have to have a word with Jim about that.
Baker on sale. Skip, I think reality is starting to set in. That the Browns are not going to get anywhere near the compensation that they were originally asking for Baker Mayfield services. Baker is not the hot commodity in this league, and since he's been in the league in his 4 years, he's led the NFL in interceptions. Skip Bayless, if let's just say for the sake of argument, the guy's name is Smith. He led the league in 4 years. He's thrown more interceptions than anybody else. And he's a third-round or fourth-round draft pick. You give him a first round for him? Absolutely not.
Well, what if his name were Eli Smith and he had led the league in interceptions 3 times, but he'd beaten Tom Brady twice in Super Bowl?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Hold on. Is that last part? No. Don't try to gloss over that. Don't try to gloss over that. Don't use that. He led the interception how many times?
3.
And how many Super Bowl MVPs did he win? 2. Okay, then, yeah, absolutely you get that up. Because what he's proven that he's more than capable, navigate a season, and then when he gets to the playoffs, big game hunting Eli. Yeah, guess who had he got on his mantle? Not a wildebeest. No, not a bighorn sheep. Brady. Got old Brady up there twice. Skip, you need to stop this too. This Baker, this is blasphemy. You know good and well Baker Mayfield was never worth a first-round pick, was never going to get a first-round pick. They better be hope somebody just take him off his hand for a 5th or a 6th rounder. That's what I'm thinking. But they might get a 3rd or 4th, because that seemed to be the going rate for quarterbacks. Matt Ryan went for a 3rd. Walker to him went for 2/3. But that compensation that they got for a Russell Wilson, or what they got for Deshaun Watson, or the package that they gave up for Deshaun Watson or Tyreek Hill, that ain't happening, bro.
So let me ask you a question. If after going back 2 seasons, after Baker Mayfield had led the Cleveland Browns to their first playoff victory in 26 years by going on an 8-3 run down the stretch of that season with 20 touchdowns to only 3 interceptions, and a rating by Pro Football Focus of the 4th best performing quarterback over those last 11 games, no small sample size, 11 games that season. What if, just hypothetically, the Browns had put him on the open market? What do you think they would have gotten for him at that point? How about 2 first-round picks? How about 2 first-round picks?
Stop it.
How about whatever Baker wanted, he could have snapped his fingers and said, I want that. He would have gotten that. And then what happened last year? He got hurt in game 2. It didn't just wreck his shoulder, it broke his shoulder and it tore his labrum, and he needed surgery the week after the season ended. So he is now facing a little bit of an X factor because teams are not sure. Are you coming back okay from your shoulder surgery? We're not sure about that.
Don't even worry about that. Like you told me, they took Michael Gallup back with an ACL.
Yeah,
they took Chris Godwin back with an ACL. Right. So you told me that's not an issue. Injury is not an issue because when you beat up Odell.
The point is that Baker Mayfield now finds himself in an unprecedented predicament because
terrible.
All of a sudden another 26-year-old quarterback became available who's better than Baker Mayfield because he's better than just about everybody in the league. Deshaun Watson is a top 3 quarterback, and even you agreed with me, we've never seen anything like this. He was suddenly available with a caveat. He's got 22 civil suits hanging over his head and over your head if you want to plunge and sign him. So all of a sudden, New Orleans is getting a little cold feet. Atlanta, not so much, but Atlanta said, well, we're not going to plunge and risk a lot of money on him, or maybe even all those draft picks.
Well, they're not. What they weren't going to do, Skip. Neither team was going to give him $80+ million more guaranteed than the highest contract ever given. No, they weren't going to do that.
All right, I got it. So all of a sudden, Cleveland just says, we could get Deshaun Watson. Let's just go for the throat. Let's do it. Jimmy Haslam's tired. He's been there. He's been a laughing stock.
Yeah.
Watch what I can do because my pockets are deep enough. I can afford this. Yeah. And let's just shoot the moon on this one. Let's bet the ranch. Let's bet our whole future on this guy because he's proven enough in this league that he is at least a top 5 quarterback, even if he only has one playoff win. Let's see what happens with Deshaun.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not hating it. I'm not criticizing. I'm not condemning. But the problem is, all of a sudden, Baker Mayfield's proven a whole lot in this league, but he is suddenly not only expendable, you got to move him. You have no choice. What's the league going to do? It's circling like vultures because late in the game, musical chairs, a lot of the chairs have already been filled, but there are a few chairs unfilled. We could start with Seattle, maybe even Detroit, because John Dorsey is now the senior advisor in Detroit. He was the one who picked Baker #1 overall. So maybe Detroit gets in the action.
They're not going to get no action.
Yeah, okay. And Tampa is a definite possibility because they need the next Tom Brady. They need the future. They need to acquire Baker Mayfield to sit behind Brady and be ready to go forward with their new franchise quarterback after this coming season.
You know what, Skip? Mm-hmm. You talking about Baker's 11-game stretch, it reminds me of my senior year. I got a 98 in home ec, I had 100 in gym, but my GPA was only 2.0. So even though he had that great 11-game stretch, he's average for his career, and you will not acknowledge that he's average.
Average for his career? Did you see what he did his rookie year?
And how many
won
games?
7 games for a team that was 0-16.
So now the season only 7 games long?
Wow.
So
he played 13, but he won 7 for a team that hadn't won a single game the year before because he is a fire starter.
He burned your house down. So let me ask you a question. So what's his record now? What's his overall record? Is he over 500?
Okay, what's Deshaun's overall record? Is he over 500? Barely.
Is your guy barely over 500? Say barely.
Yeah, barely. Just not. Like Deshaun.
He not.
Their records are very similar.
No, one guy is above 500, the other guy isn't.
Yeah. So it is now open season on Baker Mayfield. It is Baker hate reigning supreme. No. You are front running saying, see, we're all the Baker lovers out there. Well, they already picked their quarterback, #1, and #2, they're playing chicken with the Cleveland Browns because they, as you think you have me on the run, they have the Browns on the run right now because they know the Browns are desperate. They need to clear the decks and move not only his salary, but they would like to get big compensation back for him because they just gave big compensation.
If you like something, you pay. Oprah bought a house in Montecito. The house wasn't even for sale. You know what she did? She walked up there and said, I'd like to buy the house. And they said, it's not for sale.
Okay.
She handed them that check. She said, well, thank you. I'll see you later.
Okay.
If Baker was what you said he was, some of them teams would have backed up. What you want? That's all you want, one first rounder?
Baker isn't what I said he was. Baker is what he showed you he was.
Yeah.
He did all that.
He led the league in interceptions.
He did all that. You know, he actually won 7 games as a rookie, and then he went and won a playoff game at Pittsburgh with a QBR of 91, scale 0 to 100, sensational.
So he got those 55 interceptions since he's been in the league. That's on him, right? He did that.
He did do that.
Oh, so he's led the league in interceptions since he's been in the league, and you want me to give up a first rounder for that?
He went 11 games and went 20 touchdowns to only 3 interceptions because it got clarified after poor Odell, I'm knocking on wood, tore his ACL in Cincinnati. And I don't think it's any small coincidence that Baker took off without Odell.
Baker Mayfield has started 62 games. Skip Bayless loves to talk about those 11 games in which he went 8-3. Can you please tell the people at home about those 51 other games that he started?
Okay, I'll tell you exactly what happened. Odell happened in his second year, and you agreed with me earlier in the show. Yep, he's force-feeding him the ball, and they had no rapport, no connection.
No, I didn't say anything about he was force-feeding the ball.
Well, he was. He's force-feeding the ball, and you said they did not click.
They did.
Okay, so they together had a miserable year, his second year. And ironically, that was the year that Shannon Sharp is telling me, I love Baker Mayfield.
You see what you do?
Shake and bake, baby.
See what you do, but here's the thing that you try to do. And I picked up on it. And I just not picked up on it. You keep saying they didn't mesh. But anytime I say, well, Baker didn't play well, you blame Odell. You never give Baker any culpability in this relationship. It's only Odell. So now Odell isn't there. They don't have Odell. It's not like the Rams are trying to trade for him. So they should be jumping on this
I told you
bandwagon
early in
with
the
both
show,
feet.
I blame both of them for what happened Baker's second year in the league.
Okay.
Also, Odell just kept getting hurt. He had 3 surgeries while he was a Cleveland Brown. 3?
Okay, but here's the thing. Odell right now is a free agent. So one of these things, there's 31 other teams that can trade for him and not get Odell. And Odell would not be there. Why won't they do that?
Well, remember, all I needed to know about Odell is the Browns had to cut him because nobody wanted to trade for him.
Yeah.
And all I know is the other receiver, the second receiver, Jarvis, he got cut because nobody would trade for him. Huh. Well, that's interesting. So wait a second.
And all I know is that
Didn't that just close my case?
No,
Yes.
because right now nobody wants your quarterback because nobody would trade for your quarterback. So what happened? So
they want to trade.
Let me ask you a question. Let's just say for the sake of argument, nobody trades for your quarterback and he gets released. Ooh, that would be a terrible indictment on you.
No, it wouldn't at all, because all I care about is I don't care how it happens, he will get another shot to be a starting quarterback in this league. And when he does, you will eat nothing but Baker Crow for a whole year and then a second year.
Guess what?
Because you know what's going to happen? It will be Sam Darnold all over again. It will be Tua all over again. It will be Carson Wentz all over again.
What?
It'll be Tom Brady all over again because you were wrong, and you will be wrong about Baker Mayfield.
I was right about Odell. He got away from Baker Mayfield and went and won a Super Bowl and contributed heavily.
He did? Who was the best receiver for the Rams? Help me out. Odell went there as the 5th receiver, and Robert Woods, fortunately for Odell, I guess, got hurt, right?
Let me ask you a question.
All of a sudden, Cooper